back, I think it was in the 70s. When did we go to the moon? Was it in the 70s? 60s?
69, July 20.
Either way, it was before my time. So this story takes place. This story takes place in the end of the 60s. Real estate prices were going up, and man was on the moon, and two Jews in Queens were way smarter than everybody else. One says to his friend, he says, "Oiving, what we got with the moon? We're gonna go to the sun. Nobody's been there yet. We'll buy property, and it's gonna be great." So Irving says to Saul, "You crazy, Saul? How are we going to get there? What are you talking about?" He says, "I have a capsule." "How about capsule?" He says, "We're going to come within 3,000 miles of the sun, and the whole thing's going to explode." He says, "So we'll go at night." So I guess maybe that's in honor of last Shabbos we lay Makas Chayshach, but really there's a lesson over here, is that certain things are out of your control. Sometimes we like to control everything. Certain things are out of our control. I'd like to share with you the very first Orach Chaim B'Kodesh in this week's parsha, Rabbi Chaim Ben Attar, who started his life in Morocco, I believe, and moved to Eretz Yisrael in the old city. His shul is still there on Rehov Orach Chaim. And Orach Chaim B'Kodesh says an amazing pshat with an amazing lesson. The very first Orach Chaim B'Kodesh in this week's parsha, Parshas B'Shalach. Orach Chaim says, why does it say Vayihi B'Shalach Pari Es Ha'am? Vayihi means, and it was, when Pari sent the Jews out. And then we have the whole story of Kriyas Yamsuf when the sea split and all the Jews were scared and the Mitzrim died in the sea. And it says Vayihi, which is a Lashon Tsar. The Gemara Megillah teaches us that whenever it says Vayihi, is like it's a painful language that the Torah employs when it says Vayihi. Why, in such a wonderful Shabbos Shira, this wonderful great event in our history, does it say Vayihi, a Lashon Tsar, a painful language? Also, it says B'Shalach Parai Yasam, when Parai sent out the nation. Parai didn't send out. I think we established one thing through these last few weeks, that Hashem is in charge. It wasn't Parai who sent out the nation. Why does it say when Parai sent them out? And the Orach Chaim B'Kodesh says an amazing thing. He says that there was tremendous pain that took place during this period, both for the Jews who were scared for their lives, and for the Mitzrim who died. And Hashem cares, says the Orach Chaim, about any human being, even if they were, if they were Mitzri, they weren't the greatest people, but still Hashem cares. It's a painful thing. So therefore it says Vayihi Lashon Tsar. And why did this happen? B'Shalach Parai Es Ha'am, because Parai thought that he was in control. Hashem made it in a way, right? That Hashem made the events that Parai thought that he sent them out. It was like he forced until he said okay, and Parai, we know, went through this process and still didn't believe in Hashem. And he thought, I sent them out, I can take them back in. So that's Vayihi B'Shalach Parai Es Ha'am. And the Orach Chaim B'Kodesh says a language, Einai Hitosai, his eye tricked him, Shehadavar Taloi Bai, that the thing was dependent on him. And because of this, he was Goyrim Ra, he caused evil for himself, for the Jewish people, for everyone. A fateful mistake when you think that you're in control and you take action because of it. We have to understand that we're not in control of many things, and many things we are in control. Ultimately, we have a moon of things that happen that are out of control. We have to recognize that they're out of control, and to act on that and realize we don't have to do something. It's out of our control. Just let it go. You say something, sometimes something comes out of our mouth. It happens to all of us, maybe to me more than other people. You say something stupid, you're like, did I just say that? I didn't mean that at all. But you can't climb out of it. The more you say, the worse it is. Just let it go. It's out of your control at this point, and by getting involved, it's going to be worse. So there's two things. There's things that are out of your control, and there are things that are in your control. What we do very often, the Yetzer Hara tries to get us to focus on the things that are not in our control, and also to forget about the part that is in our control. There's a famous line from the great Yaakov Mazda, known as Jackie Mason. He says, every Jew knows a building that he could have bought in New York 40 years ago for $9. They talked me out of it, those crazy people, they ruined it. You say to him, why don't you buy something now? No, it's too late. It's too late already. The point is, focus on the now. Don't think about what happened before. When you focus on what happened before, the Yetzer Hara wants you to do that, then you don't focus on now. So whether it's the situation that you're in, whether it's your life, things that you regret, you could do tshuva. That's something that you could do. Don't agonize over things that you can't help. Somebody's difficult in your life, you have a difficult person, you can't get rid of them, they're close to you, you have nothing you can do about it. Don't feel you have to do something. Don't take it out on somebody else. Don't agonize. Don't be angry. It's not going to do anything. Recognize that it's out of your control. Let it go. You could control how you react, how you behave, how you view it, but you can't control the rest of the situation. I would like to end with one story, a famous story. I can't remember the tzaddik. When I heard the story, My Rebbe told me the name of the tzaddik it happened to, but there was a tzaddik many years ago when we were very poor, and he had a very special pair of tefillin that was handed down. It was a Yerusha. It was worth a very nice fortune. However, he didn't want to sell it. It came from one of his ancestors who was very famous, and he did not want to sell it for any money. Wealthy people offered this poor man who barely survived money for it. He wouldn't sell it. One year, it was Sukkot. There were no esrogim to be had. Couldn't find an esrog. It was expensive. It was rare. There was no such thing. He absolutely needed to have an esrog, and he made it. He had an opportunity to get an extremely expensive esrog that he could not afford, and he decided, you know what, tefillin, I could wear any pair of tefillin to fulfill the commandment every day. He sold the tefillin. Didn't let his wife know. She would have gone. We'll see what happens soon. He sold the tefillin for a tremendous amount of money, and he bought an esrog for a tremendous amount of money. So he was with his students at home. It was on Sukkot, and his wife came and she saw him with an esrog. Now everyone knew there were no esrogim around. She saw him with the esrog. She looked at him. She said, "Where did you get that?" He didn't want to say. She demanded to find out where he got that esrog. See, he told her that, he was there with his students. He had no choice. He said, "Listen, I sold the tefillin." So she says, "You what? You sold the tefillin? We have nothing. You sold the tefillin for your esrog?" She grabbed the esrog and threw it on the ground, and she destroyed it. He didn't have it. His esrog was destroyed. The Talmidim were standing there wondering, what's he going to do? It was like a crazy moment. What's he going to do to her? And he didn't say anything. He hesitated. He smiled, and they moved on. And the Talmidim asked him afterwards, "How did you do that? What were you thinking?" The Rebbe said, "I'll tell you exactly what I was thinking. My tefillin were gone. My esrog was gone, but I didn't want to I should lose my shalom bayis. I should lose my relationship with my wife. That I still have. That's in my control still. Why should I lose that?" So if we can internalize that lesson and focus on what we can do, we'll be able to do good things for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities. Shkoyach.